Every girl so gorgeous, you know that she's righteous, she knows that she's queen. Everything at peace, she never won't wrestle, she honors her king. My baby, virtuous woman, I need you with me. Yeah, want you with me, just you and me. Yeah, baby girl the coldest, her passion is a must, making her hotter, damn. When she making me blush, climax on the cusp, she can't get enough. Baby girl tell me she with the plan, I told her that she clutch. Ain't no money in the world that can make you leave me for sure. Your loyalty's unmatched. I was just thinking about those days when I was dead broke. Now my pocket's full of cash. Here you go buy at the store. Go ahead and change the course. I wanna make the Forbes. I shouldn't wait. Black men don't cheat, no divorce. I shouldn't wait. Queen right here, no discord. We gotta finish the course.
Welcome in, everybody. Thank you so much for joining in on this week's episode. So today we're talking codependency, and I've got to be honest with you. This one might ruffle a few feathers, but I feel like it's necessary. Okay, so we're gonna dive right on it. So what is codependency per se? Codependency is a pattern within a relationship where one person is excessively relying on another for some type of validation and emotional support, even at the expense of, their own needs and their own well being. So it leads to like a very unhealthy dynamic within the relationship. So I guess I just want to pose this question. Do you honestly think that you could be everything to one person? Ponder on that for a minute. I got to be honest. I've been through my share of codependent relationships. I've been the one on the receiving end, and I've also been the one that was projecting that. And what I found during that time was that it left me feeling very exhausted, drained, and just unfulfilled all the way around. There are four different types of codependency, and some of you may not even know that you fall into this category. So, first, you have the enabler. This is the person that, despite what type of behavior the other party is participating in, that could be negative, they're going to they're going to pretty much be like, it's me. They're going to go to bat for that person. They're going to try to protect that person with everything in them, to various levels of unhealthy degrees. Then you have the controller. Um, and this person just micromanages, because they think that they know what's best for that person. Um, but their intent is always to try to help. Then you have the classic people pleaser. Now, this is the category that I identified with the most when I was younger. I always wanted someone to be happy with me. It didn't matter what it was. Uh, I was going above and beyond for people, and I just felt like that was my purpose. That was what I was put here for, was to make sure everybody else's needs was good. And I realized growing up that it's deeper. It's way more than that. Lastly, you have the martyr. This is the person that is willing to fall on the sword for you, no matter how bad the situation is. Once again, it goes into that protection, um, to the extreme. So, some might ask, how do you even get there? Like, how do you get to a place where you're just feeling like uh, you need to be everything to someone? Um, I've learned that it actually stems from childhood, past traumas. A lot of these mental health things do. If you were raised in a house where you felt as though that it was inconsistent, the emotional support wasn't present, so you needed like a strong sense of validation that you didn't get, and it actually ended up leading to like a lack of self-esteem overall. I have four beautiful children, um, and I pride myself on trying to do things differently. Um, Not to say that, I just had the worst childhood imagined, but I understand that as I get older, there's no parental guide, there's no handbook to how to do these things right. A lot of our parents have dealt with past traumas as well. And it's crazy because I'm learning how to give grace for that. If you asked 17-year-old me, what did I think about that when this happened? I might have a different count of events. I might have a different perspective because I wasn't mature enough. I'll put it that way. I wasn't mature enough to see the full scope of what was going on, of what was happening. Maybe I didn't get all the hugs in the world. Um, but with that, it comes maybe my father or my mother, they didn't experience a lot of hugs and kisses growing up. That wasn't normal for them. And so, how then can you give something to someone that you weren't taught? You know. Um, so I think that's pretty much why I dive into these subjects so harshly when it comes to my kids and looking at myself and doing like analyzation because I want to be different. I don't want to do things the same. I don't want to continue that. I want them to see a different side, and no matter how uncomfortable it may be for me because I haven't experienced such things, I'm trying to push myself, push myself further, so that when they recall their childhood, they can say, my mom, she did the best she could, with what she had. And if she didn't know or have it, she took that extra step to make sure that she researched or uh, read some self help books or watched that documentary to really try and understand where we could be coming from. I think that's huge. That's important. In this life, we teach people how to treat us, and I'm a firm believer in that. So, what are some of the characteristics of a codependent person? Well, I'm glad you asked. I have the information. Low self esteem being number one, difficulty identifying their feelings and processing that, being a people pleaser, fear of abandonment, excessive responsibility, enabling bad behaviors, difficulty setting boundaries. Ooh, that's a huge one. The need for approval, compulsive behavior, poor communication, difficulty making decisions, chronic anger, lying, being dishonest, problems with intimacy, and difficulty adjusting to change. If any of this sounds like you, my friend, you might be dealing with some codependency issues, but it's not the end of the world. As we learn unhealthy habits, we can unlearn them. Now, to some of this may sound like narcissism, but there's a very clear difference on a codependent person and a narcissist. And I will tell you the difference. For narcissists, They have an overly inflated idea of self. Like, I'm important, just me. They demand a lot of attention and a lot of admiration. Um, they're very manipulative in nature, and they do so to fit their own needs. Codependents, they suppress their needs and desires to please others. That's the huge difference. It's always about others for codependents. So they're more willing to make those extreme sacrifices for their partner or the friendship or whatever dynamic is going on. Funny story. It had to be eighth grade. Eighth grade year. Um, I never forget. My best friend. We've been best friends since maybe like 10 years. 10 years old. We met at a boys and girls club. She came from the Virgin Islands, and we were inseparable ever since that day. So much so, I became very territorial of her in a very unhealthy way, and I'm not proud of this. Um, but young and dumb and all this good stuff, I became somewhat of like her protector, and I didn't allow a lot of things, a lot of foolishness to meet her. Um, and when she tried to venture out and she tried to like make new friends, I learned a side about me that I didn't like. I became very jealous, and I remember in particular there was this one night. I think I saw a post that she made on social media, stating that she had another best friend. Now, to me, she was it. That she was my only friend. There was no one else that was going to take her place in my mind. That was that. So when I saw that, I think initially I was hurt. And I called her immediately and I gave her crap about it. And I never forget her sobbing on the phone and apologizing. But I was just so wrapped up in my stuff and I couldn't see reason that I hung up on her and I texted her and I told her, I'm not your friend anymore. Literally. I was a mini terrorist and I'm not proud of it. And I think about that moment sometimes, like even now, I reflect back on everything. Um, of course, we made up, that same night or whatnot. It took me a minute to get over myself, but I just had audacity on my shoulders that night. And here she is trying to explain and get me to see that it's okay to step out and have other friends. In which there was nothing that she was saying that wasn't true, but because I had kind of took on this role, right? Of okay, this is my friend. I'm going to protect her. I'm going to see about her. I've been tasked with this kind of thing. I took it to the extreme, codependency. Except on the other end, where I was the one trying to pull the strings. And at my big old age, I'm still struggling in the friendship department. I don't have a lot of friends purposely. I just don't think that that's something uh, that I am ready for at this point because I'm still doing a lot of work within myself. And friendships are they can be high maintenance or low maintenance, you know? The low maintenance ones, they're great. The ones that require you to put in work, um, the ones that require you to check in, the ones that require you to hang out, I'm just not very good with that. I'm learning that about myself. I don't know if that's more of like a introvert quality. Don't invite me to the club. I'm not going. I'm just not. I'm not one of those. Okay, and that's okay. Everybody has their strengths, their weaknesses, but I think there's power in knowing what your strengths and weaknesses are and how to navigate around that. So we're entering into a segment I like to call inspiration. So I just kind of want to leave you guys with a saying. I used to say, shoot for the moon. And even if you land somewhere among the stars, uh, it's still progress, right? But I kind of went back to the drawing board on it and I revamped it a bit. And this is what I came up with. You have to be okay shooting for the stars and missing sometimes because there's a lesson in the fall. So, with that being said, we're wrapping up. If there is anyone with any questions, concerns, or suggestions, you can hit up just a girl with a voice, the number one at gmail.com. That's just a girl with a voice, one at gmail.com. You can also follow us on Facebook, just a girl with a voice, and on Instagram, just a girl with a voice. You guys have a wonderful, blessed day, and until next time.
Every girl so gorgeous, you know that she's righteous, she knows that she's clean. Everything at peace, she never won't wrestle, she honors her king. My baby, virtuous woman, I need you with me. Yeah, want you with me, just you and me. Yeah, baby girl, the coldest, her passion is a must, making her hotter, damn. When she making me blush, climax on the cusp, she can't get enough. Baby girl, tell me she with the plan, I told her that she clutch. Ain't no money in the world that can make you leave me for sure. Your loyalty's unmatched. I was just thinking about those days when I was dead broke. Now my pocket's full of cash. Here you go buy at the store. Go ahead and change the course. I wanna make the Forbes. I shouldn't wait. Black men don't cheat, no divorce. I shouldn't wait. Queen right here, no discord. We gotta finish the course. Running it up with the Lord. Run it up. Hey. Every girl so gorgeous, you know that she's righteous. She knows that she's queen. Everything at peace, you know that she's riding and dying for me. My baby. Virtuous woman, I need you with me. Yeah, want you with me, just you and me. Yeah, baby girl, that woosah, she always keeps it tight. Running with me, I'm running plays, she's always on sight. Long days, longer nights, she stayed by my side. Ashing the way we locked in, got dollars on our mind. Ashing the way she stayed down, so now she get the finest. Been a long time coming out, my baby said be patient. With me through different phases, no matter the occasion. Baby just told me she'll ride for me, I told her that she rare. Wondering if she'll die for me, sometimes I'm quite unfair. Ashing the way them demons come, she praying them away. Keep her by my side, till death do us part. Run it up, hey. Every girl so gorgeous, you know that she's righteous, she knows that she's queen. Everything at peace, you know that she's riding and dying for me. My baby, virtuous woman, I need you with me. Yeah, want you with me, just you and me. Yeah, baby girl, the coldest, her passion is a must. Been a long time coming, she told me not to rush.